Welcome to the Women2Win Spotlight of the Week. This week's spotlight is on Marie Trevelyan, the MP for Berwick Upon Tweed, first elected in 2015. Before becoming an MP, Marie was an accountant and has served as the governor of a health trust. Marie has been involved with several select committees and APPGs and was appointed to the Parliamentary Assembly for Security in 2015. Enjoy the video.
I'm Marie Trevelyan. I'm the MP for Berwick Upon Tweed, which is the most northern English seat.
Wonderful. Can you tell us how your interest in politics was first sparked?
Yes, when I was 10 years old, I was at school in London and my bus route to school went past a crematorium. And one day there was a pile of coffins on the pavement, which seemed extremely odd to a 10-year-old, and a group of campaigners with placards. And I went home and said to my mum that night, I don't understand, why were there dead people on the pavement? That's just wrong. She tried to explain to me about the unions and, campaigning for better wages and that sort of thing. And I remember just thinking, but it's just wrong. You can't leave dead people in their boxes on the pavement. And I was just sort of appalled, really. And I remember Mum saying to me, well, watch the news this evening, darling. There's a lady called Mrs. Thatcher and she agrees with you. And I think that's what awakened my political antennae. It was when David Cameron was selected as party leader in 2005. And a friend said to me, it's the next generation now, you should get involved. And I can remember saying, I'm a woman in the northeast, which is hardcore Labour territory, and I've got 2 small kids. Really? How does that fit together? And I thought about it, and I thought, well, I suppose I could give it a go. I could get more involved. That would be, won't go anywhere. So, but I wouldn't know. You're right. I want to be involved. And I think neither of us thought that I would get through because it's the northeast, and I was only ever going to fight for a seat near where we lived because that was, the family farm is there and stuff, so we couldn't move. So I threw myself into the ring, and here we go. 9 years later, 10 years later, I'm sitting in an office in Westminster.
So, what was your journey after that conversation with your husband? Once you put yourself forward, what did it take?
So, first of all, I filled in the form for Gareth Fox, which I delivered to him, which was the sort of formal Conservative Party application process. And I suppose I'd been doing things that fitted that criteria. So I'd stood as a straw candidate once or twice in Northumberland County Council elections, in the hardcore Labour pit villages where I think once I got 112 votes, that's very exciting. Never ever, 10% of the vote, I was never going to win. So I'd done a bit of kind of local politics, but very, very marginally, really. And I've been a school governor since I was 22. Wherever I've been, I've always been a school governor because education's a really, for me, it's one of the most important things we should get right as a country. So I had a bit of that on my CV, but I wasn't, mostly I'd been busy being a businesswoman, so I hadn't done much in the political space, really, in a detailed kind of way. And I got through that process, so that was cool. I thought, oh, okay, maybe. And without much expectation, actually, I think, just more a willingness to put myself into the ring to see what happened. And then, so I was through, I said, well, I only want to fight a northern seat because, we're not going to move house because my husband farms in Northumberland. So that kicked off, and there were a series of selection processes. One was Tynemouth, one was Carlisle, and one was Berwick Upon Tweed, which is my constituency where I live. So I just threw myself into the ring, and I was just me. I didn't really know what to do other than be me, which turns out, of course, to be really the best way to get through to people, because actually what people are looking for is someone that they can feel comfortable with, know is an honest broker, and will stand up for them.
And what would your advice be to women who are thinking of standing, but thinking maybe this is too tough, or maybe this won't be the right thing for me?
I'd just say have a go. It's an extraordinary journey. It's an amazing way to test your own beliefs, your strengths and weaknesses. All of us do amazing things in our careers, in our families, supporting in our caring roles. We do all that without even thinking about it mostly. It's just because we're women and that's what we do. But actually those are core skills and resiliences which we need so much more of here in the House of Commons. But fundamentally, if you're a woman who knows what's right, and you know what's right for your family and for your community, stand up and be their voice, because they really need strong voices, and we're really good at it. Women are good at saying it like it is. without fear or favour, and I think we need many more of those here in the House.
What would you say to the women who feel that politics is a man's world or perhaps too cliquey for them?
It'll stay a man's world unless you ladies come and join me.